You took me.
Happy Wednesday! Happy Wednesday, guys! Fantastic day. I'm so glad to see you together. And today's strange weather. I was watching it. Sun shines, like a sun shines. And it's rain. It's such a nice. I love it.
Winds of cells. What? Winds of cells.
Oh, you see the sign, right? You see the omen.
It's good. We need rain.
We need the rain too. But anyway, I'm glad to see you guys. Today our training is about Zillow and Trulia. In general, lead management. It's not just Zillow and Trulia. Also, we have a great leads from working clients. So they also leads. The people and the clients who want our services. And just giving you the news that we're growing. We became stronger. We have more agents. We have 2 regional offices. I mean, 1 regional office, 2 general. We're going to open and planning to open Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and headquarter office. So we have ambitious plans to become a leader in the industry. We are investing. And one of the main directions for us to become the leader of the industry is the leads. Right now we have like around $7,000 leads that we're spending, but in the budget I have 30,000 I want to spend. But I don't want to spend 30,000 per month if I don't have a system that produces, that works. So I tried originally when I was monitoring and managing, I was seeing the lead came and I was asking you who is up, and after I was sending to one of you guys, and that was not perfect because I have a lot of other stuff to do, and sometimes if I'm not alert and I don't see lead, so lead was lost. Because remember guys, the most important is your response time, how quickly you respond. Sometimes the client wants just to talk with a human being from other side of the internet and feel and see that somebody will be taking care, somebody will be responding, somebody already is working on this lead. Even though, let's say, you don't open the MLS, you don't see it's active, it's pending sale, it's closed, because sometimes on Zillow, you know, they don't renew. For example, they put it's active, it was sold, but they don't renew. So client is looking, and client sees it's active, they hope it's active, but it's not. But it's no problem, because according to statistics, really, they're buying what they're buying. 95% of the times they're not buying what they're calling or what they're checking with. They're just looking, they're searching. They need your assistance and your help. And they need this confident, articulated voice calling them and saying, thank you very much for contacting me about property located, etc., etc., etc. You just sent me request and articulate. You just sent me request for this property. When do you want to see? Because if you have a commitment for the client, from the client that he or she wants to see, it means they're realistic, they are here, they're ready. And when you meet with them, again, first showing free, you're smart guys, you pre-qualify them with the smart questions, with interactions. Where do you work? Where do you live? When do you want to move in? Are you pre-qualified for the certain amount, or you have a cash in the bank? So you know this right question, how to pre-qualify them. You can do pre-qualification on the phone too. My advice is make appointment, meet with them, show this one property and show 3 similar. At least if you don't close with this client, you know your product better, you know this house better, you know this region, zip code better. You're getting yourself better, and that's good for you. You're polishing your style. And this guy, whoever was with you, a client or the girl, they will be happy with their performance. Maybe they will not buy today, they'll buy after 1 month, 2 months, but you have this contact in your cell phone, in your email, a prospective, potential client. And all of them need the same attention, the same professionalism, and the same care. Again, right now we have around 300 leads per month. 300 leads. Some of them are 1 million, some of them are 50,000. But all clients are the same. Because sometimes 50,000 client wants not just one, but want 20 such apartments because they're investors. But even if they want just 50,000, you know what? I love Kelly Salinas. She's #1 my realtor. And she treats the same way 10 million deal and 300 rental deal, the same way. And I love this lady. So I advise you to do the same. However, there is people who is concentrating just on special zip code, special numbers, don't go below, let's say, 100,000. That's a different story. Right now, we have elites. We have from the company commitment, financial, time commitment, management commitment, that we want you to be successful. We want you to close because your success is directly my success and the company's success, and we're a family. Because we're meeting here like in Camelot, around the round table and talking, it's family, how we can make better. So, last time I introduced you my idea that we will have here a Zillow office, the 107 office. It was Zillow office, 4 computers. Diego and me are taking care of that. And we'll have an administrator and the manager of the Zillow office. The guy or the girl who comes every day and monitors. That his job is to supervise and monitor the lead distribution. Right now we have 18 agents who want. Welcome whoever wants more. I'm going to add today Ina, right? So I'll add it today. Whoever wants, you will be, Jose too, you'll be here. And we have a 2 system of lead distribution. One is your professional Premier Agent app that receives lead one after another. So it will be like, let's say, 90, let's say, Kelly receives, and after 90 leads, she receives again. Also, we have another system, lead distribution, and phone calls. It's not coming from the email or it's not coming from the app as a message. A phone call, somebody sees my face, your faces, and they say, wow, what a team, right? And you know what's very important here? The reviews. We have right now 9 reviews and 4.9. So guys, if you have a happy client, and make sure it's happy client, because I had here the review, and the guy was thinking he's happy, but they didn't wrote happy reviews. They wrote like not really well addressed reviews, and it's decreased my number by 1 point, right? We have now 4.9 and we have 5. Anyway, but request the reviews, you get better reviews, we as a team get better reviews. So when they see, especially 21st century, everybody in the internet buying services, goods, products, what they look? They look to the reviews. What they're talking about us. What's good, what's bad. They're looking there, So make sure if you have some client in your past happy, ask them reviews. Send them the link, and it will be good for us.
How many days it takes to show the review?
It takes a little bit longer because it's not simple reviews. They will analyze IP address, who sends these reviews. They analyze if they're really client, it's not your friend or somebody giving you favor. It's somebody really was interacted with you in the real estate transaction in some kind of form. You may give the advice, not just close rental or the sale, advice or guide them in the real estate, and they could be happy with you. That's also review, interacted with them.
But the rental would work too?
Yeah, sure. Rental, of course. Rental, sales, advice, consultation, auction. There's like many real estate activities that could be reflected here. Anyway, so we have these amazing people, and the second lead distribution is by phone calls. So somebody sees us and they call, they want to speak with us. Like for example, let me show you. And the nice thing is everything is here. I can see who received the lead, and I can see who picked up the phone, and what they said, and how they said, and was it sufficient or it wasn't sufficient. So let's see here, this one it was today, I believe, right?
I was so good last night. I remember. This house is in Northeast, no, 175.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's right. We talked last night. I'm actually heading to the office now,
Michael,
and you're the
that's
first
Michael.
person I was going to pull up all that information on. Can get you the information. Now, you said you were looking to lease or buy?
Rent.
Rent.
Rent. You want to rent? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call you here within the hour and let you
That's
know.
also client. Somebody wants to rent. They call me. It's
He's
okay.
very nice to her though. I heard the phone call from yesterday.
Yeah, he's
on the
very
app.
professional.
He's
Very
very
nice.
professional, he's very nice. She called the day before and she had an address down and he still treated her with a lot of respect.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very professional, very humble, diplomatic.
Hello?
It's again him.
Yes, hello, good night.
Mike,
How you
his
doing?
name's Mike.
I'm fine. And you?
That's a lady from
This is the
the...
first one, yeah.
Okay. I see this
This is
house.
listening to this. That was
Something
okay.
actually for.
That was the same woman calling me.
Same woman
That
that
was the
was
first
the
phone
night
call,
before?
yeah. And then she called him again this morning.
Yeah, next one.
Hello?
Hi, how you doing? I'm calling about the property 455 Northwest 127th Street
The same
in North Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Who's that?
Is you guys to maintain an apartment?
Mariah. I believe it's Mariah.
It what, I'm sorry?
Did you guys renting the place out?
Oh, it's a...
I'm gonna check right now. I have so many properties in my office. Let me just double check.
So it's a
And
rental.
see, what is your name?
Chantel.
Chantel?
She has persistence. Good.
Hello, this is
17 minutes.
This is me.
Who took 17 minutes?
I'm trying to pull up phone number.
Oh, Kyle. Kyle was doing 17 minutes. Roman Bokeria. They asked you Roman
Look, listen, I'm making an offer today for this
Good job! Hey!
This is the most informed person I've ever had call me about real estate, ever. She knew the zip code she wanted, square footage,
What's the address?
financing, she'd driven by the house. I've never spoken to someone more informed in my life.
That's amazing.
She's preparing the offer for that right now.
Hi, this is Maria.
This is Maria.
Yeah, and we're doing the wedding
And
for
we're-
two.
and he- and he's doing the loan.
So guys, see, you're doing the real estate,
And your
you're doing
name?
lending, and when...
Give me one.
She's actually not making an offer on this property, she's making an offer on another property.
No,
It's
see,
not the one that she called about. The one that she called about was for sale by owner, it's not available anymore.
Here.
145, I think. The one that she called about, the one that she called about was a for sale by owner, it's no longer available. I said, well, you don't have that one, but I have others in this neighborhood. She said, okay, I want this zip code and this zip code.
Yes.
East of 95, south of this street, north of this street. She knew it all. And I thought to myself, is this somebody fishing?
What was the
Because we're just too informed, you know?
anyway, I'm not going to listen 17 minutes, it's enough. I just want to show you that we see and hear everything. So, I would like to introduce Kayo, that Kayo was kind enough to agree to manage this office and to monitor from the morning till the evening where leads are going. As soon as he sees the lead goes to somebody, let's say lead went to 99,000, Katerina Perova, right? So he's making sure that as soon as lead went somebody, he calls this person, he speaks with him. Are you on it? Are you working? What you doing? But additional of that, Kayo in this office will be teaching you guys how to speak, what to say, what's the steps, what's the procedures, what's psychology, etc., etc., etc. So he will be polishing this interaction on the daily basis. He will be contacting you to create these shifts that I was talking from 9 to 3, from 3 to 7, and whoever sits here, they receive all leads. In the evening, when nobody sits there, again, it will be the same kind of structure. Leads will be received by email, by phone call for some special people who speaks well. And we'll see how it works, right? what we did before did not work well, so now we are growing, polishing, adjusting, and now we will try months to see how this system works. So, Kyle, let me introduce you. Please, floor is yours. Tell us how you're going to make it happen.
Hey guys.
You can sit still there. Everyone, politically correct place.
Okay. So guys, Roman is basically explaining what the game plan is. It's to have the Zillow, I guess I'm going to call it the call center, which is to have 3 or 4 people. Diego and Roman are
We
setting that up.
can't see you. We can't see you. Come on, be the leader.
Diego and Roman are setting up the call center, to have 4 stations, 4 computers, where everything that comes in from Zillow during that time period is going to go right to those 4 people. So they'll be the beating heart of that program, basically. So we're thinking that we're going to have a morning shift and an evening shift. So the people that are going to do the morning shift are actually going to physically be here. The evening shift people will be phone call only. And one of the things that I was going to talk about today too is I wrote 2 scripts here for fielding the leads as they come in. But that's the plan. So the plan is that from 7 to 3, the 4 people that are going to be in the call center will receive everything from email, text, and phone call. The evening shift will receive everything, which will be phone call. Same story, but we won't physically be here. Whoever's gone. My role in this is going to be to make sure that we're following up, that you see it, that it didn't slip through the cracks, that you qualified the person, you followed up with them, they're a hot lead, a medium lead, a cold lead, and just to oversee it, to see that we get results. Because the company's making a big investment. They're making a $7,000 a month investment in that. I've never worked for any real estate company that has put leads in your lap. A lot of them is storefront. They might have their website. They might filter some of that through their program, but they're not being aggressive about that. They're not spending money and distributing it evenly amongst the people that are interested in the program. So I think that's pretty cool. When Roman told me about that, and I had, he had talked about the call center plan, I said, that's great. That's a fantastic program. I'd like to be involved in it. I already have a lot of, on the phone experience from high school to college to being in the real estate company. So I think Roman and I had spoken a little bit about that, and he saw that, at least I'm coming from somewhere that already has experience on the phone and talking to people and hearing the psychology and qualifying them and going through it. So that's the general gist of the plan. One other thing too is I've already kind of been reaching out to people. I reached out to Katerina and some other people about some of the leads that have come through. So if you're not here and you're on call, and I send you something or you can't be on call, it's okay to reply back and say, hey, I can't take this one, you call. Because I will pick up the slack if someone is unavailable, they're got to pick up a child, or they're working, or they're doing whatever. It's okay to say, you call. I can't take this one. I'm sorry I missed it. No problem. No one's going to get penalized. We're developing this system and this program. It's going to be a work in progress. If there's suggestions, I'd love to hear it. If someone says, oh, this has worked for me, this hasn't worked for me, or this might work, please bring it up. I'm a really easy person to communicate with, and I love hearing the ideas. So yesterday, that 17-minute phone call, I'm going to hand out a script so everybody can see here. This script is a little bit based on that phone call. Yesterday, I've taken maybe 6 or 7 phone calls or so far with the Zillow Trulia leads, and some of them are okay, and some of them are not. So I think that one really important thing to do is to qualify these people, to hear what they have to say. Are they just a curious individual that are calling because they saw something online, or are they a legitimate lead? Or are they a legitimate lead? Is this somebody that we could convert into a real buyer? So this script I took from Zillow. Zillow has some training programs, and it wasn't all that great for when we're on call over here when somebody calls. But basically, the whole guy, I'm going to look over your shoulder to say. The whole purpose of this is to capture the information, because you'll need that. Even though if you don't get their information, it's actually okay, because I have the backup. I have their email, I have their phone number that they're calling you from. So if for some reason you don't get that and you need it, I can give it to you right away. But it's to capture their information, to gauge the seriousness of the buyer, understand their time frame, find out where they are in the buying process. Are they pre-qualified? Is this the first phone call they've ever made because of real estate? You get all different kinds. I've had some people that don't even know what they're talking about, and this woman yesterday that knew she wanted this thing so bad, she just needed someone to make the offer for her. That was almost the type of lead that one was. I think that it can be important to try to set up an appointment with them the same day or the next day to see if they're serious. Because if they are serious, they'll come up and see you. If they're not serious, it's, well, I just want to know if it's this or that. Then you know you have a cold lead and you can move on and that's okay. But if they're serious enough to say, yeah, I'm willing to go see it, like Roman said, the first one's free. You know, maybe you take a ride, maybe you pull 2 or 3 other ones that are really close, same price range, same number of bedrooms or more, to see how serious they are and you look them in the eye. Because you never know where a lead comes from. My wealthiest client that I have $9 million of his listings today came from a completely random situation. I was actually invited to write a business plan for a friend. I was trying to set up a business with this guy. I used to write business plans. And then I said, okay, well, you have to pay me this, tell me the ideas. He gave me nothing. He never even contacted me to write the business plan, but the day before the meeting, he goes, I'm going to the meeting with this guy tomorrow. I wrote this. Will you look at it? I looked at it and I said, oh my God, you're going to get laughed at. Don't give him this. Don't do anything. I said, whatever you do, don't give him this. So the day of the meeting, he calls and says, do you want to go to the meeting? I said, okay. I go to the meeting. He gives him that business plan. The guy looks at it and says, no, thank you. What else do you got? And these guys got cold and they walked away. And I just randomly walked into this meeting. So then he starts talking to me about his business. So I chat with him. He said, do you want to do this venture with me? I said, I don't know. Let me think about it. So we started talking. I called him 2 days later. We followed up. We became friends. We've developed a serious relationship since then. And now I have $9 million of his listings. But it came from a very random situation. So a lead might be a $100,000 lead, and the guy may or may not sound all that great, but he might be a very serious buyer, you know, when you get there. When you get there. So basically the script here is someone has called you, you've pressed 1 to answer the phone, and it says, hi, this is Kyle Martin from Red Square Realty. Thank you for calling. Which property you're interested in? And then they're going to give you an address. This is assuming that you're in front of the computer. If you're not in front of the computer, I have another script I'm going to pass out also. And they'll give you the address. Say, excellent. Let me look at that address in our system and make sure this property is still available. So then you're typing. When you're typing, you can ask them any other questions that you are. But usually what I've done is I've looked at the address and I said, okay, I see this property is available. Would you like to have a look at this property today or maybe this week? I like to give 2 options because maybe today they're at work or they're whatever, they can't do it. So you're kind of not pinning them to one thing, you're letting them be flexible. And then I usually like to say, also I have other opportunities in the area that might be interesting to you. Are you interested? So I'll offer them other things. If they say yes, I say excellent. How far along are you in the buying process? This is the all-important question, I think, because you want to know how green, you know, is this a hot lead? Is this a medium lead? Is this a cold lead? That 17-minute phone call, the lady was very prepared. She said, I have my bank, which is, I think it was Wells Fargo Bank, and I have the down payment. I have a pre-qual letter. I said, great. You know. She said, but I don't know if this is the best way to go about it. I said, well, we have an in-house mortgage person that's a lot more flexible than a Wells Fargo. Would you like to talk to him? Is it okay if he can call you? And then I gave Nick the number. Nick entered in contact with her. Is she doing something with you? Yeah.
Yeah. We talked twice yesterday.
That phone call, and if they say no, I don't, then definitely you want to give them Nick's number because you're not going to be able to make any offers without a pre-qual. You could, but no one's really going to accept it. A serious agent's going to say, there's nothing here that I could bring to my owner. I'm sorry, no thank you. So this is an all-important question, and they're going to give you a lot of info. So if the client doesn't talk about the time frame, I would ask. I would do a follow-up question and say, okay, I didn't hear you say if you're looking for this week, next month. Are you moving? Are you not moving? Are you selling? If they're selling, maybe get a listing out of the property that they're living in. I would definitely want to hear about the payment information, if they're pre-qualified or not. And then if they don't have any financing, again, switch it over to ask if Nick can call, which is what I asked that person. And then I would say, that sounds great. And then provide a little bit of information about yourself. My name's Kyle. I work at Red Square Realty. We're here in Sunny Isles. I've been in the real estate business for 10 years. I'm very familiar with North Miami. If you know an address that's close to them that you've looked at or something like, oh, I was there 2 days ago, I saw this property. Is that close to where you're looking at? Because they might be very well informed like that person was. So she knew everything. She'd driven by the house already before she even called them, which I thought was impressive. And then I would say, when are you available to look at the property, set the proper time. Zillow asked that we, well actually in the Zillow script they mentioned this. They said, one more thing, just so I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. Are you working with any other agents right now? How do you guys feel about asking that question?
Yeah.
That's good to ask.
It's very
I will
important
ask
to
you know
ask.
what, one of the reasons is this. Some of them they work with another realtor and then they go online, they do a search, they see that property that the other one didn't offer. So they call themselves and you work, do all the work. Okay, I'm going to have George, my realtor, call you. And now because we're getting only 3% then, so we cannot share, there's nothing to share. So actually, I already put it in here. Are you working with another realtor?
You put that in there?
Yeah.
Zillow asked to say that. I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. I feel them out. You know, if they're being communicative, they're giving me a lot, then take what they're giving you and a little bit more. Ask. If they don't, or they're being outlandish, or maybe there's a language barrier, then I stay away. But that's up to you guys. If Zillow says to ask, it's up.
One more thing is I mentioned when I had a client like this. I said, listen, if you want, we could share our listing with our realtor, but we have some listing for our client only. So if they are not very serious with the other realtor, I take it away from the other realtor. I have some properties only for my clients only. So I take them away. It's a sales, you know, you got it.
You could say that. Yeah, you could say you have an in-house. I wouldn't verbalize it aggressive. I would say we have some in-house listings.
Yeah.
That.
Something.
Because, you know, the lady that was very well informed, I thought she might have even been fishing. I was like, is this lady a realtor? She just knows too much. You know, so if someone is fishing for you and you say something like that, you could get yourself in trouble. You know? You're not supposed to have off-market listings, technically. So then Zillow says ask about the other agents, listen to them. After that, you can capture their information, their phone number, their email address. If you don't get it, it's okay, I can provide it to you. If you can say, hey Kyle, I just had a phone call with somebody, send me their info, I can get it to you in 1 minute. And then say, great, thank you for your information. I'm going to confirm the appointments for this day and time, and we'll see each other then. Thank you for your time today.
It's a very interesting moment about working with another real estate agent. So let's describe two approaches. First approach, you can say when do you want to see the property. If client tells you he wants to see tomorrow, and you meet with the client, you show him the property, you're showing another 3 similar properties. That's what we're doing and what I'm asking you to do, guys. Have a showing agreement already filled out for the properties that you're showing to this client. So he contacted you about the property, and you agreed that you're showing tomorrow, and you agreed that you're showing 3 similar. Put the addresses. It's very simple form simplicity. Your company name, the address of these properties, and when you are inside the property, you just take it out and ask them, sign it, please. And if they say, what's it? It is a legal right of real estate licensee to confirm that I'm showing you this property today. That's my form, that's my profession. Read it. So I'm showing you this property. I'm delivering you this property. And that talks about the situation. What's good about that? First of all, if they sign, and 99% they sign this showing agreement because you are there, they are there, and you are showing, right? It means even if they have or had a real estate agent, these properties and this commission is yours because you delivered a ready and willing customer to the buyer. And that gives you some kind of protection. And that gives to them, your client, some kind of moral and legal obligation that this property was shown to them by you. So, in this case, you are avoiding asking, do you work with other realtors? Because they may work. And according to my experience, most of them somehow, they know, they work, or they deal with them, or they're their friends, or the neighbors, or the girlfriends, and there's different schemes that sharing the commission, give me half, keep half, everything is done, I just need 3-year license. To avoid all the situation, a showing agreement is one of the ways to protect yourself. Of course, you can also ask, do you have the real estate agent and propose to sign this agreement before? But you may scare them. So, politically prepared, you are in, they feel that you're professional, and just take it out, say, okay, we finish this showing, please sign here that I just showed you this property, and we're going to have to see another 3 or 4 months. He signed it, even if they have the real estate agent, now they're your client. They're working with you. And I did it several times. Even one time, it was a guy who told me, I have the agent. He wanted information. I gave him the information. But I said, no, let me show you. Let's meet. Let me show you how good I am. I went there. I did a good job probably. Well, I got him. Because I got him for this property, another property. He was selling his other properties through me. His sons became my friends, and we were doing the different businesses. So, again, if they have a real estate agent, maybe it will be scared to ask directly. Meet with them, feel them, have with you showing agreement. If they have and they don't want to work with you, okay, they'll tell you that that's also lesson, some kind of lesson. But I have this approach, okay? Continue, please.
So the script that we just read through here, this is assuming that you're at the call station, you're at your desk, you have a computer in front of you, and you have the time to look through it. I also answered some of the Zillow calls in this past week that I was not at a computer, I wasn't really available, but I was able to do some research and get back to them. The second script is kind of the same thing. The reason why I think that scripts work, I don't know exactly the company, but it was a company in the 60s that sold insurance over the phone. And there's one agent in Brooklyn, New York, sold like $38 million in insurance in the annuities business. And everybody else, the other top agent was like $600,000. This guy sold almost 20 times or whatever it was above it, just because he had all the people in his office just banging off of these scripts. He had like 4 or 5 scripts, depending on the answers. This guy's had it, and they just went from different script to different script. He was able to crush way more business than everybody else was because of that. So, I mean, the main goal of the script is just to know your bullet points. You don't even have to think if you know the 5 or 6 things or 4 things that you're trying to get off of it, which is contact information, address, and how qualified it is. So the second script is a shorter one. This is the one that if you're on the road or you're not available or you're with a client, but you still answer the phone. It says, hi, this is Kyle Martin from Red Square Realty. Thank you for calling. What's the property address that you're interested in? The address? Yeah, excellent. I'm away from my computer right now, but I can look at this. I can look at this property and get back to you today with the availability. Is that okay with you? They say yes, that's fine. Say excellent. Get their information. And always say great. Thank you for that information. I'm going to confirm that this property is still on the market and get back to you. Thank you for your time. I always say thank you for your time. So this second one is just getting back to them. You've got to make a log of it, and then when you get back, you've captured at least the address of what they want. And then you can go and follow up on it. So these I'll probably tweak and work on pretty much every time we meet, because I think that this is a very important thing, especially when we get the office set up. We'll go through this, and I might listen in, or I might have you guys listen in to me, or we'll maybe even play that 17-minute phone call to a smaller group, but just to work on it, because working on the phone is the easiest way that you're going to capture these. And if the company's putting them in your lap, I don't know of any other company that does that. So I think that's pretty cool. That they're bringing it to you, you're not having to go out and beat the pavement, like traditional companies which capture. They're going to want you to work in your sphere of influence. I've never even heard Roman say that before, because he's providing you with this. So you don't even have to call your friend. You don't have to, annoy the people that maybe would get annoyed with you in your sphere of influence that now you're in the real estate business, or if you've been in it a long time, they already know. So flopping these leads in the lap is a pretty cool thing.
And I want to add a little bit. Our commercial and business brokerage division, that's Richard Edward is leading. He's doing this, the phone call, and he has a script. He has a phone call, phone numbers of the owners of the businesses and the commercial properties. And he was asking you guys to join him for the cold call, not just call and propose. And yesterday we talked with him, and I asked him to be more aggressive. Ask the real estate agent, come and sit down in this first office and do the cold calls to the owners of the businesses and owners of the commercial real estate. And today he was like posting in our WhatsApp and asking, join me guys. And Claudia, she joined him. she started to do the phone calls, and voila, she has a client. She has a showing appointment just from 2 hours being in this new system, calling. Can you share with us a little bit?
Yeah, the first call was a little intimidating, but then I got used to it, and then I finally got someone to answer, an owner of a warehouse in the same area, and within a mile radius. And then he told me he was interested, so we tried to schedule something for today, but his partner was unavailable. So then I called him back, and then he told me that his partner was in Tennessee, so we have a meeting on Monday morning. And then he told me if I had anything else, that he's an investor, and he's always looking into good deals. So
You have the script?
it's worth it. So it was very simple. They really like it when you're just very casual. So I do it in the commercial office.
Very next time I'd be curious to see it. Well, there's a few set of goals. What do you really want? You want to know what do they want? Are they qualified? And how to get in contact with them? That's
Well,
the
these
main
people
goal.
are being more convenient because they already have properties in that area. So you already know that they like to invest in more houses in that area. So most of them are,
What's the
have-
purpose of it? Is it to get more listings? Is it to get the listing of the property? That's great.
Well, I represented Richard's listing, and then he told me that, even if they are interested and if they don't like it, we can see what they're really interested in, and we can try to find them something similar so that we can make it sell.
So that works, and that will be working better and better. Now we are again moving forward, polishing. Now we have a Zillow Trulia lead management office manager who will bring his experience, knowledge, will supervise and help you guys to be more professional and respond in time, respond professionally, follow up with the leads, monitor the success, change, adapt, adjust. So that's the story, and Kai will be contacting you, working with each of you regarding the shifts, times, and specifics. So thank you very much, Kaio.
Thank you.
And now I just want to get a little bit your attention about our other services. Just remember, guys, we have in-house mortgage. Amazing people, amazing guy, amazing programs. They're always here for you. Like, for example, this client, she needed the mortgage, and we have the mortgage. So now we have a real estate closing, we have a mortgage closing possible, but that's everything in-house. So I wanted to ask Nicholas to say a couple of words, what we're doing, how we're doing.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to mention.
They come here,
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
sees you and the vehicle will come
So
to
I wanted to mention to everybody about the Zillow leads because when all of you get them, I get them as well. And some of the purchase prices honestly were kind of small, and there's a minimum for how much you want to qualify for a mortgage. So to be honest, I was looking at them and I'm like, but I called them anyway. And I'm glad I did because on one of them it was flat out wrong. It said $69,000 purchase price, so I called the lady, just being polite, being professional. And I was about to say, I'm sorry, mortgages usually don't go below 50. And she said, oh no, it's $369, not $69. Oh, okay, well, now we're having a conversation. That and I saw one for 90. And again, looked at it and went, but then I read a little bit farther. She wanted to buy 6 properties for $90,000 each. Again, now we're having a conversation. So don't discount them when you see them. It's you never know which one is going to be the one that maybe it's an unbelievably wealthy guy who's buying a property for his grandkid or something, and you never know. So you have to be professional. You have to give every single client your best every single time because you just never know. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you. We have a Russian-speaking mortgage originator too. Alexei, do you want to say a couple of words?
Well, basically, if you have somebody interested, just shopping around and they need to talk to us, either me or Nicholas, we're basically always here. So just bring them.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Alexei. Okay, guys, and I already introduced her, but one more time, I'd like to introduce our lawyer, in-house lawyer, regarding a title, power of attorney, for deed transaction and all our real estate transactions. We have a title, legal, service attorneys. We have a criminal lawyer too, but I hope you never need it. He's a Scott Kotler, he sits in the last office there. We have him too. But the main lawyers that we need is title. So here is Ali, Alexandra, and I'd like to ask her to say a couple words about their services.
Okay, hi guys. For those of you that know me, hello. For those of you who don't, my name is Alexandra. You can call me Ali. I will pass around my business cards. You guys can keep it in your wallet. And if any questions come up, because I know you're not always in the office, sometimes you know you're away. And if you have a question that comes up, please feel free to reach out to me and either give me a call or shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer. Sometimes something might come up before you actually have the buyer and seller execute the contract, and you know it's important to be able to know which provisions to check off. You know, there's questions that come up when the client is a foreigner. Different, you know, if you want to. You know, does the husband and wife want to take title as husband and wife? Is there numerous sellers? Is it an LLC or a corporation? You know, what additional requirements will you need for that? Let's say someone's going to be out of the country. You know, all sorts of issues come up. That's just in the pre-formation stage, and then after, you know, the contract's there and we as a title company order the title and lien, then other problems might come up too, and then you guys might have questions there. So any questions that you have, feel free to call me. I am here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If I'm not here, if you need something and I'm not here Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm very accessible by email. That's the best way. And always feel free to stop by my office and chat.
Do you have any question, guys, to Ali? No? You got a question?
I just want to add something. Our company got a license in other states: California, Texas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and if I'm not mistaken, Minnesota. So if you have clients who need finance something in those states, we can do it. Right?
Thank you for this comment. But anyway, let's return to the lawyers. Well, thank you very much. And again, we have in-house real estate, title, legal counsel in seats just in this amazing, beautiful office.
Right there in that office.
Stop by, ask question, chat, you know, and that will be great asset for you if you need to answer from some legal questions. And in not just title, I guess you can do some other jobs.
Yeah,
too,
I do landlord tenant. If you guys have any
Very
problems
important.
with security deposits,
Landlord tenant.
in leases and in transactions where there's sometimes a contract signed and then one of the parties say they don't want to perform, and we're holding a security deposit. So there may be claims to that too, and that's something that frequently comes up. So I do any type of real estate law.
Yeah, and just mention one case, like one of our agents was showing the property, they made the offer, and the listing agent contacted the buyer directly and sold another property. So our agent did not receive commission, and now he's collecting all these documents and will be helping him to claim his portion of commission because he delivers the client. He brings the client to the showing, and this listing agent contacted the client behind his back, and give to our agent tough condition and give to client directly easier condition. So client start work with him, and he just find out, he brought me the case, I'm going to bring to Ali and Andy and see how they can approach it. So many different legal advices. Maybe they are not specialized in this direction, but they can give you the advice where to go and maybe cooperate with other legal counsel in order to help you. But what's the story? Story is that we have in-house real estate, we have in-house business brokerage, commercial department, we have in-house mortgage, we have in-house legal support, title. We even opened the school, real estate school, that I hope starts to work in July. So everything for you guys to have all the resources, all the information, to be successful. And also, very important, leads. We are paying right now 7. I have a budget for 30,000 per month. As soon as I put the system in place and system works and we're closing, and I can show to my partners that here we put $10, we get, let's say, at least 11 or at least 5 in the beginning to show there is some kind of response. So we increase the budget, we'll increase the level of the leads, you know, and we'll be closing better. And the people who will be originally the 17, 18, they'll be better professionals. I will feel better to working, giving them leads. So when other hundreds and 200s join us in order to be in this amazing environment and enjoy these amazing assets, you will be the guys, the first golden team who started that with me, who performed, who became a professional, you know. So you will now securing your place in this much successful, the dream team that I'm calling you guys. So we are the dream team. We can make this happen. We have all assets, whatever needs successful real estate business brokerage company. You just need to use it. And for that, we have now the manager who will be on your back. I'll be working with him on daily basis too. And I'm sure that in like 1 month we will have results already, positive, successful results. So thank you very much, and again, God bless America.
When are we starting
When we are starting.
Because 2 weeks I didn't get no leads, no nothing.
That's
I was
question.
going to reach out to some people today. I was going to get in contact with the people that are already receiving phone calls to set up the phone call schedule first.
And we start at 7 o'clock in the morning?
7. Man.
Yeah, I was surprised about you. He's at 7 o'clock. I mean, that's good, but at the same time,
Because when it will be 7:30 and 8:30, you get called, they are more serious. When
I
they
know.
call,
Who was at 7:20 was answering phone? Katerina, right? I hear the baby's crying like, she's like, hey, real estate company, etc. 7:20, but she picked up.
Yeah.
She spoke.
One time was earlier than that. It was like
Earlier, at 4 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
That's really funny.
if you look at all those big sellers, they all start at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know?
Who?
All the like superstars. You read them. And
5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, they start organizing everything. But phone calls start 7 o'clock every day. On the
But you need to
7.
call somebody, so it means they need to be wake up at 7 too, right?
Or you get calls at 7.
Right?
They are ready, they go to work with serious people. Basically,
When I was
they
at-
call between 7:30 and 8:30.
When I was at Northwestern, we had to be in our desks
Yes.
at no later than 6:55.
Yeah.
No, 6:56 you were late and twice you were fired. And you started calling immediately at 7 a.m. and here's why. Because if you're calling businesses and you're trying to get a hold of business owners, so in other words the people with the money, at 9 o'clock their assistant's there, and their assistant's the one whose job it is to say the guy's not available, call back later. Any decent business owner is usually the first one there and the last one to leave. So if you call between 7 and 9, you got a much better chance of getting the actual decision-making person. And after 5, so like 7 to 9, and then like 7 to 9.
When I was at the Ford dealer, we had the same. 7
Yeah.
o'clock it started. And if anybody comes up to 7:15, then I get no more leads.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it doesn't mean if it's at 7 and one shows up at 8:30, so they don't get no leads, they don't get it. And first one, there's all the leads. So if you have 6 people that day and some shows up at 8 o'clock, and there are only 3 people here, so they get all the leads, those 3 people. Because if you stand at 7 and somebody comes at 9, so it's useless. Shouldn't be there. That's how we used to do at the Ford dealer, when we were 7 sharp. That's what people start coming at 6:30 to be the first on the list to get the calls. It helped.
But this phone group there is different than the least than the 18 that you had there, right?
Say it again.
All questions for Kai. Love it. All questions for Kai. What Kai?
Say that again.
The group for the phone that started at 7 in the morning, it's a different story than the 18 that are.
The 18 is emails.
That's on the emails, and the other one it's on the calls.
And then right now I think there's 5 that get phone calls.
Are these live transfers?
Those are it rings on all 5 of the phones right now.
Yeah, but so like a customer is going online and call this number for this house, they call and then it rings to 5 people.
It
Is
rings
that how it works?
to the 5 numbers that we have now.
And the
we're
first
gonna
one that
have
gets it gets
the
it.
It's the
4
first
people
one that
are
then
gonna be on the
search.
ship. It's the first one.
The first one that then
Who are those 5? Because I get calls, I go, I know.
Hey, you said that. I've answered several phone calls on my phone and on the other phone, on the Zillow phone. So the company has a Zillow phone and has my phone. I've answered more calls on my phone than on this phone.
See, I reckon that one phone just for zero, so that's the only number. So when he calls, his phone rings, I know it's from zero because nobody else calling it. So I go right around, somebody else got it. So I don't get them. I see all the numbers.
You don't have a good carrier. They're late receiving the calls.
Who's the good carrier?
I don't know. You'll find out the one that gets the call
Which
first.
one you
takes
get?
that carrier.
Which one you
So there's two things you don't know. One is who is my carrier you don't know, and you don't know who's the good carrier.
No, but you know the answer. Take the one that gets the call. He's the one with the good carrier.
Maybe that's the case. But because now we have a Zillow office that we will solve the issue, not just how to speak with the client, but the technical issues, like why my phone is not calling if you are in the phone call list. So they
Want me to call Zillow with you on customer service?
So I assume whoever is going to be that day in that office, in that shit, so they are the ones going to get the
On the
phone
five?
call, nobody else.
On the 5 that gets the call, are they here?
So you have to show up to make the.
Who's the 5?
Who are the 5?
Two are right here.
Put the phone there, call the number. Let's see which phone rings first, or how long it takes to get the second one.
I'm trying that too. I call and says the call is going to be recorded, you know, for whatever purposes, and you ring. I go like this. I'm like, I know he's going to ring. I'm like, and it doesn't.
Try it.
I see already that start working, you know, this open the questions and interactions and etc. So I love it. Now we have the Zillow Trulia lead manager, the Caio. He speaks English, Portuguese, Spanish. He's an amazing real estate agent and very good guy. So now he'll be managing all your questions, helping you guys, and of course I'll be on the picture too, working with Caio, and I'm sure that will be amazingly successful. Amazing successful. So thank you very much, and again, happy Wednesday. Yeah, now